y'all, Stacy here. Thank you so much for joining me as I share my warm reviews of the 10 new release bars coming to Scentsy's Spring and Summer catalog March 1st, 2025. We have a lot to talk about. As a quick reminder, I do use mostly 25 watt and up Scentsy warmers as I am a Scentsy consultant. Those warmers are typically on for 15 hours a day, so when I say one day, I mean 15 hours of warming. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Before I get started sharing my opinions on these bars, I would love to hear in the comments below, just based on your first glance of these bars or the scent notes or the reviews that you've heard, or if you've had the opportunity to melt them. What is the bar that you are the most excited about in this collection? And what is the bar that you are the least excited about? Also, are there any disappointments for you? I know for a lot of folks, we're sad that there's no new bakery edition, but I definitely think there are some gems to certain categories, and this is one of them. This is Ocean Shimmer, and it's listed as new in the fresh category. It has scent notes of capri lemon, blue musk, and sea spray. Now, I used this entire bar. I did it in 2 locations. I did it in my open concept with 6 cubes, and then I also melted it again in a bathroom. This bar on Cold Sniff with my family was the first bar that everybody really agreed on as being a great open concept shared space melt. And it did not disappoint. It was so beautiful when I put it in the warmers. I got a beautiful medium throw within the first 5 minutes at a medium intensity. It's just a not overly sweet, beautiful sea spray fragrance, and I love it. To me, I do think a little bit this may be like if Dark Harbor and Sea Sun and Fun had a baby. It might be this bar. It's so beautiful. I think it's going to be a year-round melt for me, and it's a club contender. I did get right around a day and a half of performance. Now, Pearlescent Coast suffered a different fate than Ocean Shimmer in my home. On Cold Sniff, nobody picked this to be in a shared space or in a space that they were in. So I did the first 2 cubes in my office, and I was so pleasantly surprised. Now, I will say, even to my nose, on Cold Sniff, there's something very sharp in the Cold Sniff, and I'm not sure what that is. I know everybody is not likely to get that, particularly if you like florals, but it has the lotus blossom, bamboo, and apricot musk. I'm not sure which thing leaned sharp to me, but when I put this in my warmers, it was so beautiful. And people that did not like it on Cold Sniff even commented that they would be happy to have it in their space. So I did end up melting this also in a bedroom. Got outstanding performance. It's a fresh, beautiful scent. I do think the bamboo and apricot shine more than the lotus blossom. Although I'm sure it's in there, you can tell there's a floral note, but it feels like it's floral background, not floral foreground to me. Now, Sweet Lime and Peach is a new addition to the fruity category, and it has a lot of things I love in it. Fresh lime, garden mint, and peach blossom. I like peach flesh more than peach blossom, but on Cold Sniff, this to me smelled like a very light lime scent. So I wasn't sure how it was going to perform. When I put it into my closed concept living, I was really pleased that there was a nice medium throw and it is a light aromatic scent. Now, I did need to use 4 cubes in my closed concept, but that's typical. And I got 2 days out of it. However, on the second day, we did need to turn this one off, not because of my preferences, but because a couple of folks in my home made the comment that it started smelling like Sprite. And once we smelled that, we couldn't smell anything else. So we ended up removing it on the second day. Now, Island Blossom is in the fruity category. It lists with scent notes of starfruit, watermelon, and island palm. This was another crowd favorite on Cold Sniff. We are a family that loves rainbow sherbet as a scent, if you know that bar. This to me is a very candied, fruity fragrance. And so we did this also in our closed concept living, and I did 4 cubes. It was glorious. This is a fun, playful scent to me. It does smell candied, almost like a starburst type of candy, but it was beautiful. We really enjoyed it. Good medium throw. I would say a medium to a medium light intensity. So on day 1, it was a solid medium throw for me. with a medium intensity. On day 2, it was a medium throw still with, I would say, a light to medium intensity, but beautiful candied kind of fruity fragrance that I think we're definitely going to enjoy more of. Now, a completely different kind of fruity scent. This is Italian Sunshine. It lists with Italian bergamot, sun-kissed coconut, sweet berries, and amber. I did have to use all 4 cubes of this in my bedroom in order to fragrance the space. I feel like the throw on this is on the lighter side of medium, and the intensity of this is on the top side of light. So for me in my room, this was a lighter fragrance, but it was also a very warm and cozy fragrance. So I found it to be beautiful. I did find the throw to be sufficient, and I really enjoyed it. The amber, I think, is what is providing that coziness, and it may be a combination of the amber and bergamot, but I feel like it's very well suited to bedrooms. This is Barefoot Beach, and it's new to the woods category, and I love this. You can see I've only used 2 cubes. I did this in my office, and that's all that I needed in my office space was 2 cubes. Now, this fragrance does remind me, well, let me tell you what it has in it. It has sand, coconut, macadamia, and driftwood, which I don't know why this reminds me of the Tatooine bar because the Tatooine bar had spice in it and there's no spice present here, but this is just glorious. It's warm and beautiful and it throws at a nice medium strength. I do think the intensity of this bar is again a more subdued bar because it is a driftwood and coconut sand kind of bar. It was just beautiful and elegant in the space and very much reminiscent of not really a lotion scent, but it leans that way. It's just like a walk on the beach. It really does feel like you're barefoot on the beach, which this is one of the only bars in this collection that I feel like the name is spot on to what the fragrance is. It's gorgeous. I got about 2.5 days. Love it. Another new entrance to the woods category is Desert Twilight. Now, this is a bar that lists with saguaro blossom, clay, and sandalwood, which I could hardly smell this bar on cold sniff myself, and I didn't really know what to expect. Saguaro blossom is a fragrance that's like overripe melon, so I did opt to do this in a bedroom and I did 2 cubes of this. It was beautiful. The way that this fragrance warms is just a very clean, smooth on the lighter side of medium in intensity and on I think it's just a solid medium throw in the space with just 2 cubes. So I think this is going to be an excellent performer. It is one of those fragrances that I think if you don't know that it's melting, you may not know that it's melting. It just kind of becomes one with the space, but it is a beautiful aromatic fragrance, and I am looking forward to melting quite a bit more of this. I did get into 2 days with it, so very excited about that. Now, Wild for Wildflowers, this is listed in the citrus family, and I don't think anybody expected Wild for Wildflowers to not be a floral scent, but it's not. It's listed as yuzu, tangerine, lychee, and wildflowers, and I think that's accurate. What I will say excited me the most about this fragrance is, again, the wildflower is very much in the background. I found this to be a boomer. Now, I did melt this in my bedroom and I regretted it because it's a little bit too bright for me to have going in my bedroom all day. I like more subdued scents in my bedroom in the evening, but I kept it going, but it felt like keeping the lights on at night, it just was not the right space for it. So to me, this would be a living room, open concept kind of melt. It is very reminiscent to me of the Dumbo bar that I love so much. So I am excited to do a comparison of those two. Happily, I can report that Sweet Pea and Freesia is in the floral category, as it should be with that name. It lists with scent notes of sweet pea, freesia, and rosewater. And I am someone that struggles with florals, but I do tend to love rosewater fragrances as well as sweet pea and some freesia. So these aren't typically problematic fragrances in the floral family for me. On cold sniff, it smelled very floral forward. What I will say is I did this in my bedroom and it was light. So instead of needing 4 cubes in the bedroom, which would be what I typically use, I needed 6 cubes to get to what I consider to be a light medium throw. It was beautiful though. I would say it's light medium throw, light medium intensity, right at 15 hours of performance or 1 day for me. Now, finally, we have freshwater sage. This is new to the fresh category. Interestingly, not in the scent notes, sage. It lists with citrus zest, bergamot, tea leaves, and marine musk. To me, the profile of this bar has a lot in common with Desert Twilight. I did use this whole bar in 2 different spaces. I did 6 cubes in my open concept and 2 in a bedroom. I melted it in the bedroom distinctly to try and see if I could parse out some of these distinct notes. I don't really pick up the tea leaves. I don't doubt that they're there, but this is a bar that I feel like just is elegant. And again, you may not notice it when you walk into the space. I feel like it does give a fresh vibe to the space without really having a noticeable or discernible scent. So I do believe this is a good solid medium throw with a intentional light intensity. I do feel like I primarily only got into the second day, barely, like maybe 20 hours into the second day, and probably only 1 day out of that bar. So it's a shorter performing bar, but lovely and probably great for company. So, if I was to pick my top 6, my number 1 bar goes to Ocean Shimmer. I feel like the throw on this is epic. I love the balance in this bar. I feel like it is both crowd pleasing and present in the space. So, it just threads that needle for me perfectly. It's my number 1 pick. And a very, very close number 2 is Barefoot Beach. I feel like I am likely to alternate warm these 2 bars very quickly. Like as soon as I get some more Ocean Shimmer, I can see myself alternate warming Ocean Shimmer and Barefoot Beach. It's such a beautiful driftwood scent. I'm excited to have it. Now, Wild for Wildflowers, I'm forgiving it for being named Wildflower when in fact it's a citrus bar, and it does lean a little melony to me, but it's in that wheelhouse of fragrances that I really love. Also, because it reminds me of the Dumbo bar, it could potentially kick the Dumbo bar out of my club, so I've got to give it a spot in my top 3 just for that. My number 4 bar is going to go to Island Bloom. This is just because it is so fun and so playful and unapologetically fragrancing your space as if you are melting a Starburst candy in your warmers. I love that. And in a world where we didn't get bakery, I'm really happy there's some just fun fragrance in the mix. 5th place I'm giving to Italian Sunshine. This is a beautiful fragrance for bedrooms. I think it is cozy. The amber that exists in there provides a beautiful balance, and I'm excited to grab some more of that to have to melt in my bedrooms. Now, my 6th place spot, I am really torn between Sweet Lime and Peach and Desert Twilight. I enjoy both of these, but I think Desert Twilight is the more unique bar. I think there are other lime and peach scents, and I think you could approximate the fragrance that you get with Sweet Lime and Peach with other fragrances. I don't know that I could do the same thing with Desert Twilight. So, because of that, spot number 6 goes to Desert Twilight. I am surprised and delighted that I think I found 3 or 4 new bars that I really, really like. And I think 2 that I might love, even though I have to be honest, I don't think I love them as much as I loved Berry Bright. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Talk to you soon.